Hi, I'm Matt from hockeyviews.ca, and this is the Brian's GNetik IV unboxing video. Obviously, I didn't pull the box out here because it's kind of annoying to put the box on camera. Regardless, this is my new GNetik IV set. So hopefully you saw my review of the CCM Premier 2 set. I wasn't a huge fan of how they played, so I decided to go back to Brian's because I really like my optics, and I decided to grab GNetik IVs because I thought they were pretty interesting, and I want to grab the new thing and not the GNetik, which was the old thing now. So what comes in the box? Basically everything you see here. They do come with these knee guards, which Brian's considers them their Pro 2 knee guard. They have an interesting feature where, if this thing comes out, basically they attach to the, so right there they have this little piece of Velcro tab that attaches to the back of the pad. There's a little flap in here. I'll show it in the closer view. So it is nice that Brian's includes knee guards with their pads. These aren't super bulky knee guards or anything. They're actually pretty small. They feel a bit like they'd be decently comfortable to land on. I have my own knee guards, which I like better, so I use those. This is nice that they at least include them. It's a nice little bonus, like CCM, I think, and aren't including anything anymore. And I think the 2S Pro does, but I can't remember. I know the 1Xs do. But anyways, so nice little piece there. Get rid of those. So as you can see, I ordered orange and black to go with my Tigers team. The pads are 36+1, the same as my optics are. I originally ordered them in Optic Flex, so they would be the exact same. But once seeing them in person, and not mine, like a demo set, or sorry, not a demo set, but a set from a retailer, I realized they're actually pretty stiff anyways. Like, you can flex it down, but it's not bad. The boot is extremely soft. I find I don't really have problems with stiffer or softer boots. The thigh rise, you can bend down, and it's not, like I said, extremely stiff. It's wrong wording. They're stiff enough out of the box that I'm not really worried about it. I'm not going to put pressure on this ever. Me flexing it right here is the most I'm going to be flexing this pad, period. I don't put any weight on the top of the pad when I play. So I find it doesn't, like, they kind of stay like this. So that's about it for this. The face, we'll see how the rebounds are tonight. I have a game tonight, so I can't really talk about how they play compared to the optic. A video about that will be probably coming tomorrow if you see this when the first day is uploaded. So I guess I'll do a little bit of a closer look at the pads and the gloves in a kind of a different angle just so you can see more. That's about it from back here. Oh, these are 36+1s. They are the same sizing I got on my optics. The difference is about like that. The only difference is the way the boot sits when it's standing up like this. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be identical when I actually wear them with skates. But again, I'll find that out tonight when I actually play, and I'll talk about it tomorrow or in the next video, which will be a comparison video. Alright, so first I'm going to go over the blocker, which is basically a stock GNetik IV blocker. Now, as you can see, the sidewall on this is slightly different than the optic itself. The optic sidewall comes all the way to the side here, but it's very soft. Where this one doesn't come all the way to the side, it kind of stops right there. You can see just like their GNetik mesh detailing on here. I'm pretty sure this doesn't do anything, and I'm pretty sure this is just there for show. And it's like as in like the GNetik branding. But anyways, it's there. I love the GNetik logo right here with the IV. I kind of wish I could have added some more green accents to it, but it is what it is. So you can see I do not have the BOA system, which BOA system is stock. I do not like the BOA system. I mentioned that in my optic review. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like how I can't, in order for me to wear anything tight, I have to really, really crank down the straps to make it comfortable, and then I can't slide my hand out of it, whereas this, just with the normal one, I can slide it in and off pretty easy, and I'm happy with the tightness of it. So that's about it for that. The board seems pretty soft, which is, we'll see how that plays in the future. If you have seen some of my other videos, you'll know that I'm a really big fan of hard blocker boards with hard rebounds. So I don't know if this is really going to do that. Yeah, so you can see the graphics there. Obviously, all binding this with Brian's. Finger protection is really good with Brian's, kind of as always. You can see it kind of folds down with your glove. The one thing that's kind of disappointing is these don't have an adjustable strap on there to allow the tightness on this, but it's not a big deal. I do like the index finger stuff here. I never had any issues with the optic on finger stuff here, and I always found Brian's finger protection to be pretty good. Usually because of this like kind of overlap design, it was really nice. The palms I still think on Brian's kind of feel a little cheaper or not as nice as other companies. It's like a gray Nash and does have an overgrip. I can't remember exactly what this is called. I think it's like a digital palm. You can kind of see the detailing in it. Hopefully that kind of shows off. I like this material specifically. I like how it's on the index finger for a bit more grip. But I just find the palms on these don't feel as great as some other companies. The one thing, the hand definitely feels tight on this. Like I can feel it right in here. I'm sure that will break or loosen up a bit as I use them, but I figured I'd mention it just because. So yeah, that's about it for the blocker. They're using their E-foam. I'm not really sure what their E-foam is, but again, I figured I'd just mention it. Yeah, so that's about it for the blocker. Oh, the thumb, I guess, to show how flexible the thumb is. The thumb does have some bend to it, as you can see there. Yep, that's about it. It kind of matches the pads for the design. The only difference is on the inside of the pads, there's obviously the Primo material here where that one is not. So catching glove. I was really interested with this glove in the sense that I really like the optic and I'm really picky with gloves. So I kind of went on a limb and ordered the GNetik IV glove just to see if I'd like it. I saw them in store, put it on, I thought it was pretty good. So as you can see, my design's pretty straightforward. Have the, I think it's Nash in here, so it's not the flat material, but it is Nash. So we'll see how that works. It's pretty, here, let me put it on it really quick just to show how it can close. I meant to do this in black or matte black, not matte black, flat black, and I accidentally got it in matte, so I kind of screwed up there. You can see more of the detailing for the GNetik kind of grill material, which is here. It's kind of all over the glove. Again, finger padding and the logos. I really love this logo that Brian uses. Huge fan of that. All right, so the closure of this glove is ridiculous. That's out of the box. This is supposed to be a Pro Palm. I honestly almost question if it is, so I'm going to have to see after using it and find out if it is a Pro Palm in there, because this closes way too easy, especially compared to my optic. So we'll see how protective that is. I'm always more for protection rather than closing. I work with my hands every day. So I need to make sure my hands are protected. But that is crazy closure if it is a Pro Palm out of the box. I love the feel of this glove. I love the break of the glove. I thought I wouldn't. When I first tried it on in store, I was like, it's okay. When I got this one, I put it on, I'm like, wow, I really like that. And then the weird thing is I went back to the optic, and I really like my optic. And when I went with this to the optic, I instantly thought I really like this one more. So we'll see how that ends up working in the future, and how that is. I got the double T with skate lace. Some people get the single tiny T. I just like the double T. I like the look of it. I haven't really compared them side by side. I find that's kind of hard to do with gloves, especially like for tees and stuff like that, because you'd have to have the exact same glove and then the same shot, so it's kind of difficult. I'm just going with the tried and tested of what I like. All right, so to open this up, it does have a quick release strap there because I do not have the BOA system. But to open this up, we have a piece of Velcro, another piece of Velcro. So then this flap all opens up, and you can kind of see the inside of the glove. So I really like this Hex Air material that they use here. It's super comfortable. I find it does get a bit slippery when wet, but it's really comfortable. I'm a huge fan of it. I really like the use of it right here. So you can see elastic to open it up. Has the sure grip texture on the palm right here with some Nash where the fingers go. And then right here, this is an optic style finger stalls. So the normal GNetik glove has stalls for each of your fingers, and I don't like that. I like more of the baseball style, which is kind of like this, where you have the kind of leather straps holding in your index finger and pinky, and then you have normal finger stalls for the other one. This one's way more comfortable to me. I really hate the individual finger stalls. I find I can't keep the glove on my hand correctly. My Bauer Vapor has it, and I always have to kind of shove it back on. So I'm a huge fan of how I got this. This was an option, so I had to tell them specifically, and I talked to Brian's and I asked for this piece, and then they asked if you want it to be made like the optic, and I was like, yeah, I really like how that glove is, so do it. So this feels more like a baseball glove to me, so I can put my my ring finger and pinky finger right here, middle finger, index finger. Feels just like a baseball glove. So I'm a huge fan of that. Again, I can't comment on protection of this glove yet because obviously I have not used it. I will be using it tonight. Well, when this day after this video comes out, or the day of this video comes out. So once I eventually I'll do a full review of this and see how this glove is for protection and everything. But for now, just that's a quick overlook. Again, I'm a huge fan of Brian's details on everything. I think they do a great job with all that, and this glove closes ridiculously out of the box. All right, so we'll move on to pads. So from here, you can kind of see just the side view of the pads. You have their kind of GNetik grill stuff here, the mesh stuff here. And then you have their Opti slide on the inside where there's no binding, and they put Primo. I'm a huge fan of this on the optics, so I'm looking forward to trying it out on the GNetiks. This part was a little bit firmer on my optics, so we'll see what happens there. This shouldn't be worn out because this part should be sitting above regardless. So I got these pads very stock, so everything you see here is basically stock. I will mention the things that I did get different. But first, I'll look up really close, or hopefully this is really close. And this should show off, kind of. Okay, so this should show off the different color zones of what I did. So there's obviously Primo on the inside, which is right here. Now you don't really get that on the face of pads. Maybe you can. I didn't see it as an option, so I didn't do it. Everything I did here was pretty stock. Carbon, matte, carbon, flat, matte, carbon, and then matte and flat over here. I like the difference, like looking at the different colors here. I like to give it a little bit of texture. I did that on my optics, was a huge fan of it. I meant to put flat black Gen Pro on this, and I forgot. So it was a mistake by me. I was too excited to order these, and then regardless. So the boot taper, it is a little bit, it's not a 90 degree right on. It's a little bit tapered. That's how I ordered my optics, so it should be pretty close to that because that was the one thing I changed differently. One thing that's kind of interesting about these pads is it kind of has some bumps in here. I think the GNetik 2s had like knee rolls that came across, but they weren't real knee rolls. It's kind of like what this is, kind of a next version of that, and they kind of put them back up here so it's not the whole pad. I don't really find a need for knee rolls anymore. I like firmer face pads anyways, so that doesn't bother me at all. I guess that's about it for the front face. Oh, it does have outer roll here. Some people think that's kind of outdated. I find it useful still. I kind of wish the optic had a bigger one there. I do find pucks that hit it kind of don't roll over, whereas the optic, like it kind of feels like it does a little bit. It's obviously very rare. If anything, I might have gone with an angled roll here, but I just went stock with this one. I like how Bauer does the angled roll on there, so it does have an outer roll. It's kind of just built into the pad though. All right, so we'll look into the back side of the pad. So you can kind of see how the calf wrap is here. I'm just all around here. See more of that Primo on there. So the calf wrap on this is stock for me. I'm going to take this strap out because I don't really think I need it. I'm also going to take this strap out, which I actually put on there extra, just in case. But this is stock, and I love how little there is for straps. So once I take this off, there will be one strap, two strap for the pad. So I'm really looking forward to that. I really like the quality of these GNetik pads in terms of what's in here. By all means, these aren't the lightest pads on the market. They do have, as you can see, there's Nash in here, there's soft pillows in here, there's this mesh material in here, then there's this Nash grip material in here, and it's like you got some padding in there, so it kind of sits down a bit. Everything back here is quality, and same with this. This is Gen Pro. If you wanted to strip this, I'm assuming you could with nylon and make it lighter. These are still light, like they feel light. They feel way lighter than my Premier 2s. I have to still weigh them to find out what it is, but I'm a huge fan of these pads so far, so I'm really looking forward to obviously using these. Now, one thing that I added, this piece right here is normally right here. So I ordered this like my optics so it would kind of take a bigger knee pad in there easier. This strap I'll just undo, so it'll kind of sit like a flap like that. I could take it out if I really wanted to, but I'm going to leave it like that. It's kind of very similar to how my optic is done. So again, that was like really the only custom thing I really had done on that. So when we kind of do these back up, also this is kind of like their idea of a professor strap. It's It's like the bottom what Passau do. I'm curious to see how this will work because this one doesn't seem as tight to me, but I'll try it on the ice today and find out. And the other thing is I did get my number put on here. It's pink because I want it to be a little different looking from everything else, so I decided to get pink on that right there just to give it a little bit more color. So onto the bottom of the pad itself. So where it would touch ice, you have some more Primo, which is nice for wear. And you have Brian's Smart Strap system, normal boot, which some people take out. I find it just acts as a nice pivot. You can take it out if you want to. And Brian's new toe Smart Strap system. So this is obvious, looks very familiar to many different products now. There are many companies offering this style of bungee cord toe strap. So I haven't used this yet. I'm going to obviously use it with these. I was happy with my optic ones. And then I was kind of going to order the optic ones, and then with these I was like, oh well, I'll try the bungee cord because why not try it? It seems more simple, and it'll probably do the exact same thing as the optic with less difficulty getting in and out of the holes on my skates. So I'm happy about that. Here's I think it's total. I can't remember what this stands for, or yeah, I can't remember what that stands. Thigh knee. I don't know. Anyways, custom flex. Mine isn't custom. This is stock custom flex, so 134. I can't remember exactly where the 134 is. I think it's 4, 3, and then 1 up here. So I think the 1 is no break, the 3 is external and internal, and the 4 is the softest it goes, which is the boot. But anyways, I got it stock because I felt the pads were pretty kind of close to what I liked. I liked how the SLR played a bit soft, so I kind of didn't mind going that route with these. Primo on the inside for some wear where your skate rubbed, which is always nice. Oh, so finally, I guess, the tabs for the knee guards. So in here, there's a little flap. So your knee guards attached to there, and then your knee guards attached to your pads. Doesn't really work for me because I use socks, and then I use like a garter belt and everything. So I don't really need this, and I find that would kind of get in the way with my socks. But it's a really nice feature for Brian just to throw in there. They don't need to, but they do. And so that is always nice. I also like the Primo detailing on there. And I'm sorry you're watching me struggle to put this back in. But that's about it. So there is no calf pillow like on the optics in here. But I guess I'll go over more of that in the comparison video. Alright, so that is it for the GNetik IV kind of unboxing. Hopefully it was informative and you enjoyed it. I'm certainly happy to have these pads and really want to get them on the ice. So thank you very much for watching. Remember, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And remember, I hate to say this, but remember to subscribe to me on YouTube, follow me on Twitter, Instagram. The links are in the description. That helps me get gear like this, so I can do reviews on, demo, and make videos on, talk about them, and everything like that. And if you ever do make a purchase or don't make a purchase because of a video or because of something I said, if you could please reach out to the company's social media, just mention my name or my channel and just say they kind of help make this purchase decision. Again, just gets me on people's radar so I can kind of get gear to do reviews on. All right, thank you very much for watching and take it easy.